Hi there and welcome to my tutorial to record tutorials. This is a brief introduction into my workflow. By any means it's not the best, I guess, but so far it worked quite well for me. I learned several things because I'm just watching tutorials myself as well, and I would say you just need to try it out and have a little bit confidence in it. So let's dig in. First, I'm going to introduce you a small selection of common screen recorder and video editors, how I set up my computer, a quick overview of my workflow, and last, a small project where we're going to record a tutorial, how to add a text in perspective in Photoshop or Affinity Photos. In our case, I'm going to use Affinity and then import the media into DaVinci Resolve and add a title and a small outro. So what kind of recording software are we having here? So there is one you might already have heard of, which is called OBS. This one is free, open source, and available for Mac OS, Windows and Linux. And with it you can record your screen, sound, webcam, and directly save it as an MP4, or what's actually better is to record it as an MVK and then remix it to MP4. However, the setup of the application can be a little bit overwhelming. Then there's the famous QuickTime player, and yes, with it you can record screens, movies, and or just your audio. As with OBS, you can record your webcam and screen at the same time. Just duplicate your app. On the Mac it's Command D. Open it in parallel and with one record your screen and with the other your webcams. ScreenFlow is another one. However, this one is only for Mac OS, but it's widely used to make tutorials. So it has many features and easy to highlight the cursor, for example, do annotations and zooming in on the recorded screen. Even you can edit and cut the videos inside this single application, and certainly it's a good choice to complete your project without any additional software. Then there's Camtasia by TechSmith. It's the same as ScreenFlow. It's a screen recorder and video editor for Mac OS, but also for Windows. It's fully packed with features. However, it's a little bit more expensive than ScreenFlow, but capable to integrate interactivity and quizzing and export it to SCORM for an LMS system, which is a learning management system. Then we have a video editor, DaVinci Resolve. That's the one I'm using. This is my favorite one. Available for Mac OS and Windows, and includes all pro editing features up to 3D tracking, node-based workflow and audio mixing. So in companion with the screen recording software, there will be no limits at all. All the features are built in, and for the same to do in Adobe, you would need to have Premiere Pro, Audition and After Effects. But with Premiere Pro from Adobe, and this could be enough to professionally finish your tutorial. It works seamlessly with other apps like the Photoshop, After Effects, Audition, and you have access to Adobe stock easily. So my setup, quite easy. You see, I have a webcam on top. I could install my photo camera, which I can record video as well. I have a 24-inch monitor, my MacBook, which I could open as an additional screen, connected via HDMI, separate headset, and quite important, have a separate microphone. It can be like that, the Rode, or you have a headset with a microphone. But do not use the internal one from your laptop, because there you will have too many background noises and the quality simply is quite bad. So how I'm gonna do it normally? So I'm gonna record the webcam and screen at 1080p at 30 frames simultaneously with Camtasia. Inside Camtasia I already add mouse highlights, clicks and the necessary keystrokes, and sometimes I even find myself already do some basic cutting and trimming. Then I export the videos to DaVinci where I add my zooms, intros and mix the audio. From there I usually export it to 1080p, which is HD, and a smaller version for customers to look at and feedback. But anyhow, everything could be finished inside ScreenFlow, Camtasia, of course, but a little bit with less flexibility. So let's do it. Not just a little project, how we're gonna record your screen, cut, trim, enhance audio and add effects in DaVinci, for example. But of course you can use any editor you're having, add a little intro and outro, and then you're ready to export it to your favorite platform, for example YouTube or a standalone video. So let's get to it. So let's assume you want to show off something in Affinity Photo. You want to add a little text you want to show everyone, or this could be of course in Photoshop or whatever application you like. But the setup in principle stays the same. So I recommend to enlarge the mouse pointer a little bit so that everyone can see it even on a smaller screen. So for this, on the Mac OS, you would go here to the Apple symbol on the System Preferences. And then under Accessibility, Display, Cursor, and now you can make it as large as you like to. So I would say this size is not too bad. Good, so you can close this. So double click, and now on the file you can make a new screen recording. So the window here is opened and you see the frame which is taken. So at the moment actually I want to record the whole screen because it's HD. And again, those two symbols represent which portion of the screen you want to record. So either record only a selected portion, which you can of course resize, or record the entire screen and the whole thing is selected. Now before you click here on record, you also see we have a timer of 5 seconds. So go into options. And in this case, as soon as I finish the recording, I want to have the video saved to my desktop. Then going back again. Here, you see you can set the timer. Currently 5 seconds, that's enough. And which microphone you want to record it to. I recommend again to have a separate microphone, either from your headset or a standalone, but do not use the built-in laptop microphone because you will have too much background noise. But in our case, just for the sake of it, I record via the microphone here. And the other options here, show floating, thumbnail, remember last selection, and show mouse clicks. I recommend to have it on. So every time you click your mouse button, you will see a little radar circle surrounding your cursor. So actually, we're ready to go. So for this, I will go just here to record, press it. And now, because I have two screens, which screen do I want to record in full screen? In my case, it's display 1. So I'm going to click that one and you see the timer counting down so you can prepare yourself. And now it's recording. So everything what you do here now is recorded. And this is indicated here by that symbol. As soon as you would click it, the recording is stopped and the video is saved onto your desktop. So just for this example, I want to show you how you can add a text on a table surface. So this I'm going to do in Affinity Photo. So I'm double clicking it to open it. And now, of course, I want to get my file here. And this is my setup, which you already have seen earlier. So, and now I want to show you how we could add any text here, maybe on that surface in perspective mode. So I have here my layers panel, toolbar. The ones who are familiar with Photoshop, it's quite similar. So I want to add a text here. Go maybe here and drag it out, maybe this size. I always can resize it later. And just type my name here. So maybe you don't like this color here. So I'm gonna sample color out of my screen. So maybe this white, it's not fully white. You also see the RGB values underneath. So I drag and let go my mouse button as soon as I sampled my color, which I like to. So let's take that one and click it. And here we have it. Furthermore, I think it's a little bit too big. So you can resize like that. And we drag it here. Okay, now we want to bring it into perspective. So for this you have here the symbol. This would be for the warp tool. But if you click and hold, you have further options. Again, same as Photoshop or Illustrator. I'm going here into the perspective tool. And now I can drag and drop these corners individually. So you already see where this is going. More or less, I just now assume it's this perspective here, like that. If you're happy with it, you can show the grid. It's not quite helpful here in the moment. And click apply. And here we already have our text. Looks like a sticker on the table. Further, I maybe add a shadow. We have here now our pixel layer, which is our text. And let's add a drop shadow by clicking the effects button here. Click here on outer shadow. Maybe make the radius a little bit bigger, the offset, intensity of course. And you see the shadow, yeah, it's coming from all places, but mainly maybe from here. And we already have our nice shadow. Good, and maybe that's all what you want to show in your quick little video. Or of course this could be a longer video. And if you make mistakes, I'll show you later on how we can cut it out. Good, don't forget to save it. File. Save, and it's saved onto my desktop. Close down Affinity Photo. And now, actually we're finished with the recording, so finally you can click the button here. And it's even indicated here with this thumbnail, where you already could open it. And here is our nice video. 7 minutes long at the moment. And you can skim through, and everything what I did now is nicely recorded. So this is for this part. In the next part, we're gonna fire up DaVinci Resolve or any other video editing program you like, whether this is Adobe Premiere Pro or Final Cut or a set, whatever you like to, whatever you have on your machine. Just see you in the next one.